I'm Rashad Reynolds, and you're watching Beaver Breakdown.
Hi Beaver Nation, I'm Brittany Held.
And I'm Audrey Wiltz, and we're here with another episode of Beaver Breakdown.
Today we're going to give you game recap from last week's game against Wazoo, a sneak peek into practice, and see what the Cal Bears have in store for the Beavs this weekend. Are you ready, Audrey?
Definitely ready for some Washington State highlights. Let's take a look. Last weekend on the road in Pullman, the Beavers took care of business, pulling away late with 28 points in the fourth quarter. Sean Mannion and the offense were stellar, and cornerback Rashad Reynolds had 2 interceptions that earned him Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week.
It feels amazing. This award is not easy to get. And, so many great players out there on defense. Being the one that the coaches chose, or me or whoever chose it, is definitely an honor. And like you said, I pride myself on working hard every day. And something that I love to do, something that the team loves to do. So it's definitely an honor, and hopefully I can win some more down the stretch.
The boys look focused and ready to work at practice this week as they prepare to head out on the road again, this time to someone's hometown.
To be able to go back home, or quote-unquote home, to be back in Cali is just amazing. All your family is there, whereas, for home games, maybe 4 get to come. Now it's like 50, 60. Who knows? It's still ongoing. So it's definitely special to go back home and play in front of them.
It's that time again. It's our third down here in the studio where we tackle 3 different topics for this week's opponent, the Cal Bears.
Britt, I think what the Bears bring to the table is very similar to Washington State. They just don't seem to execute as well. They're 1-5 for the season. Their only win was against Portland State really early on. They're 0-3 in the Pac-12 after losing to UCLA this past week, 37-10. It just doesn't seem like anything's going right for them for this season. I mean, they're averaging 24.8 points a game, which isn't a whole lot. In this past game against UCLA, we did maybe see a little glimpse of confidence in them when they were fighting back, but I just don't think it's enough to turn their season around. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh and not giving them any credit, but it just seems that way for the numbers, and their only obvious sense of hope seems to be Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is their true freshman quarterback. He has the 4th most passing yards in the Pac-12 right now. He averages around 339 yards a game.
Right.
It's definitely going to be another battle of the quarterbacks. Last week, the Beavers saw this against Wazoo. Sean Mannion and the Beavs definitely rose to the occasion in the fourth quarter. They just need to be prepared for another game like that this weekend. Cal lost their wide receiver, Keenan Allen, to the San Diego Chargers last season, but a few people they do need to watch out in the wide receiver position are 2 players, Chris Harper and Bryce Treggs. When they decide to run the ball, they need to be aware of Bigelow. He's small and quick. As long as they do that and they shut down their passing game and watch those people on offense, they should be okay. They don't have too many weapons, but the weapons that they do have, they need to be aware of.
Right. I think we can't go into this game having an attitude that this is going to be an easy win. It's never a good thing to do. And I think, we saw what our team is capable of in the fourth quarter last game, and I think their confidence level is through the roof right now. So if you ask me if I'm worried, I'd say no.
I'm not either, but they do have a new coach this season, Sonny Dykes, who came from Louisiana Tech. And in his final season there, he led the nation in scoring. With the Cal Bears, they run an air raid offense. Beavs should be very familiar with this. Wazoo ran this type of offense last weekend. What I want them to do is take them seriously, get the W, and come home.
I think you're absolutely right. Britt, let's make our predictions for this weekend. What are you thinking?
I think the Beavs are going to pull out a 34-17 victory against the Cal Bears. Brandon Cooks is going to be a huge asset. Other players like Richard Mullaney and Rashad Reynolds are definitely going to need to keep stepping up their game. If Sean Mannion has another 350-yard passing game this weekend, he'll tie Derek Anderson for a school record of 9 350-yard games.
I think that's great, and I think it's possible. I'm going to go with a bigger spread, 55-17 win for the Beavers. Maybe that's a stretch, maybe not, I don't know, I'm sticking to it. What I would like to see is Brandon Cooks continue to make the catches that he has, but also be able to fight for those extra yards after the catch.
All right, Audrey, let's see what Matt has to say. Let's put 30 seconds on the clock. Give us some Matt stats and give us the #1 key to the game for this week's battle in Berkeley.
Thanks, Britt. This week, my key to the game is for the Beavers offense to establish the run. It's been a topic of concern all season, but this matchup will really give our backs the opportunity to show what they can do. Through 6 games, the Cal defense has allowed nearly 1,200 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns to teams this season. For those without a calculator at hand, that's 196 yards and 2.5 touchdowns per game given up on the ground. For those reasons, I look for both Storm Woods and Teron Ward to combine for more than 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Matt. If you have your own key to the game, make sure you let him know and send him a tweet using the hashtag #MattStats.
You can catch the game on ESPN2. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. We'll be right back here next week with another Beaver Breakdown.
We'll see you then, Beaver Nation.